So I recently took part in a game jam. For those of you who don't know what that is, it's a jam for games. Yeah, you're welcome. The time limit was 7 days, so I started as soon as the theme released on Saturday. The theme was playing both sides. I quickly jotted down some of my ideas and ended up choosing a two identities theme. My idea for the game was to make a platformer where you have to switch between your good and your bad identities in order to finish the levels. And so begins the process. As you can see, I started off by grabbing an old picture of mine and pixelating it in Photoshop, cause why not? I have to say, Pixel be looking fine. Then I ripped me brutally apart, only to rejoin his body in Unity, giving him some bones so that I can make him a strong and moving boy. After joining him and then pressing some buttons on my keyboard, there hath be movement. To add a jumping mechanism, I wrote a bit of code which adds a force in the y-axis in order to give him a push that looks... Yeah, you don't want to hear that. So let's just pretend he's a natural at jumping and just... Now here's where we use the generated bones to give a happier me a walking and an idle animation. And by idle animation, I mean asthma. And here he is, in all his glory, walking and breathing. Ah, they grow up so fast. But Dhrumit, I hear you ask, where does the theme come up here? You've only showed us a guy who's running and breathing. So next up, I made the bad identity all over again in Photoshop. Then I wrote some code and ta-da! We have both the identities in the game, totally stable. Ah shit.
Oh shit.
But being the 2-month experienced game dev I am, I fixed it in a jiffy. No biggie for this guy. It totally didn't take me 30 minutes. Now that I have both my identities functional and moving, I needed to make an identity changing entity, or in short, ICE. I tried asking for some help, but that didn't go too well. And so I had to make my own ice. As usual, I'ma skip this part and proceed to the fun stuff where my ice works just fine. Oh
shit.
So I had to edit my code a little, and turns out it worked like magic. Glad to get that out of my way. Now I can finally get some good night's sleep. Oh, come on. I edited my boy Cody one last time to finally get the ice to work. And oh, it felt so cool. Now before we proceed, I'd like to introduce you to a segment I like to call Jokes on Programmers, cause why not? Okay, so what did the programmer say to his friend who was bothering him? No clue? He said, "Stop debugging me." Okay, so what did the same programmer say to his girlfriend who was bothering him? Nothing, because programmers don't have girlfriends. Nice. Now that that's out of the way, I can finally get to the fun part. Level design. I quickly made a tile set in Photoshop, exported it to Unity, and started painting the tiles onto the scene. Easy as that. And here's how it looks in action. Well, at least some of it.
Bailey.
Okay, honestly,
I will
the
teach
next
you
part
how to
was
play
my
this
favorite.
fascinating game.
Adding a text-to-speech
let's
for
start.
the tutorial of the game. I gotta say, it felt so funny listening to a robot crack my jokes way better than I ever could. And here's how it
Shut
sounds.
up, Billy.
No
As
one
science
likes
has
you.
Oh
advanced,
wait,
Go
that's
to
we
not
the
it.
have come
orange
I
to
guess
know
you'll
that
just have to
humans
play
have
the
two
game to see
sides,
it in action.
or as I
Next up, I added a health bar for my player, which actually is a goodness bar. The premise is that if you stay as the bad identity for too long, your goodness decreases. Cringy, but like, who cares? As my boy Harry Potter used to say. Blimey, cringe is dope. And the next part of the video is kinda sad. At this point, I only had 2 days left and hadn't started making any of the enemies, or power-ups, or even levels. So out of that haste, I kind of forgot to record me making all that. So here's some gameplay where I explain what everything is while it's still playing. This is the main menu, which totally didn't take me 1 day to make. Ha ha ha, my life is a mess, please help. The game has 3 levels in total, each handcrafted by yours truly. Each level has a time limit of 1 minute within which the level should be complete. Here are the pause and controls menus, which I quickly put together. You can see here that when you change identities, the background also changes. A nice little effect. This is a hammer. Whoa, 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 what just happened here? So what happened was the arrow thingy gives you more jump force, which is a lot. This is a wand which slows down time and is clearly of no use, but like, hey, who doesn't like wands, am I right? The heart guy and the black guy are the enemies. The plus thing just gives you more health, and this hammer is used for bashing the heart. This is the winning screen, and yeah, this is the next level, which I will just skip through. Let's use this time to talk about ourselves, how we feel, with the time we have right now. Okay, never mind, time to end the video. I'd like to end the video at this point of victory by giving a huge shout out to the CCC Game Jam organizers, as I had a blast taking part in the jam. So, thanks for sticking around, and if you want to play my game or follow me on Instagram, the links are in the description. Also, consider subscribing. That's it for now. I will see you later, violence hater.
Do, 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 do.